Hey guys, what's going on? This is Atharva here, and this is another episode in the Read with Atharva series where we get some technical articles, we read them in video, and the aim of this series is basically to get you in the habit of reading more articles and documentations because there are a lot of hidden gems in them. And the second purpose is actually supporting the writers of these articles, and the third reason is of course because this is a pretty easy source of content for me, so it's a win-win situation for everyone. I will definitely make sure to credit the authors of this article and not take all of the credit. So yeah, let's get started with today's article. So the article is the rise of the AI crawler. So this one is written by 4 people. So first is Giacomo. I'm sorry if I'm really pronouncing your name wrong. So basically, it's an R&D director from Merge. Alice, senior content engineer at vercel. Malte, CTO at vercel, and Ryan, who is a managing director at Merge. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing names, but these people have written this article. So yeah, let's get started. So real world data from Merge and vercel shows distinct patterns from top AI crawlers. So if you don't already know, AI stuff like ChatGPT and Claude usually have a crawler in them. So whenever you ask them to search for something, they usually go and search stuff out from the internet and it just shows you on your screen. So all of these AI traffic is actually monitored by many big websites, and this is basically an analysis of all of them, and it's just giving you a lot of data in one article. So yeah, let's get started. AI crawlers have become significant presence on the web. OpenAI's GPT bot generated 569 million requests across vercel's network in the past month, while Anthropic's Claude followed by 370 million. For perspective, this combined volume represents 20% of Googlebot's 4.5 billion requests during the same period. What is interesting is like Google search is like a completely different product. Like it also has AI features, I get it, but Google search is like established one. Like there's no competition to like Google, and just AI bots are competing with them right now is just insane. And Google bots, like maximum of Google bots traffic is just their search engine and not their AI stuff, like. After analyzing how Googlebot handles JavaScript rendering Merge, we turned our attention to these AI assistants. Our new data reveals on how OpenAI's ChatGPT, Anthropic's Claude, and other AI tools crawl and process the web content. So yeah, we can just go. Our primary data comes from the monitoring of nextjs.org and vercel network on the past few months. To validate our findings across different technology stacks, we also analyzed 2 job board websites, Resume Library built with Next.js and CV Library, which uses a custom monolithic framework. This diverse dataset helps ensure our observations about crawler behavior and consistent across different web architectures. I don't know if this has anything to do with web architecture, but like if they are mentioning, if they are like going to dive deep into JavaScript stuff, like here in this article, this is going to make a lot of sense. I haven't read this article before, and just to let you know, I'm just reading it with you right now. So yeah, for more details on how we collected this idea, you can see the article. So yeah, Microsoft Copilot was excluded from the study as it lacks a unique user agent for tracing. Okay, so if you don't already know, these bots, like the scroll bots like GPT bot and Claude bot, they basically have a user agent to tell websites that, hey, this is us crawling your website. Microsoft Copilot, for whatever reason, they have a unique user agent. Now that gets me to think that Copilot is now free for a lot of people, like Copilot has a free tier. Now how much of, and basically everyone uses VS Code, and Copilot is built in VS Code. I want to see how much traffic this Microsoft Copilot has. It is a pretty interesting one because like there's no easy way to tell it, but it's easily going to be a lot more than like, okay, it's not going to be a lot more than these two, but when it comes like code, I think it's going to be the best one. So yeah, but it's going to be definitely a very significant number. Scale and distribution. The volume of AI crawler traffic across vercel's network is substantial. In the past month, Googlebot got 4.5 billion fetches across Gemini and Search. That's what I'm saying. Gemini was just a part, and Search is probably the biggest part here. GPT bot, ChatGPT 569 million fetches, Claude 370 million. That's a very even bigger difference is Googlebot and ChatGPT, which is pretty understandable, to be honest. Apple bot is 314 million fetches. I think this is Siri, to be honest. Perplexity bot 24.4 million fetches. To be honest, I think that Perplexity should be somewhere above ChatGPT, but like even ChatGPT has the search feature now, but people keep saying that Perplexity has the best search mechanism. I don't know, man. While AI crawlers haven't reached Googlebot scale, they represent a significant portion of web crawl traffic. For example, all of these combined for nearly 1.3 billion fetches, little over 28% of Googlebot's volume. So yeah, it's basically shown on like this. Google, you definitely cannot beat anytime soon, but all of these are if all of them are met together, it's more than 28% of Googlebot. Geographic distribution. So yeah, they operate from US data centers. ChatGPT is from Des Moines, Iowa, and Phoenix, Arizona, and Claude from Columbus, Ohio. In comparison, traditional search engines often distribute crawling across multiple regions. For example, Googlebot operates from 7 different US locations, including Dallas, the Dalles, Council Bluffs, and Monks. Okay, I'm just gonna stop taking names, to be honest. JavaScript rendering capabilities. Now I think this is where the cool part starts, and all of you, the web development nerds, are going to really able to geek out. So yeah, our analysis shows a clear divide in JavaScript rendering capabilities among AI crawlers. To validate our findings, we analyzed both Next.js applications and traditional web applications using different tech stacks. The result consistently shows that none of the major AI crawlers currently render JavaScript. That is pretty bad, to be honest, that this includes OpenAI, OAI Search Bot, ChatGPT User and GPT Bot, Anthropic, Meta, ByteDance, Perplexity. I don't know, they should be doing that, right? So if somebody is using SPA, plain React, where the bundle is downloaded first and the JavaScript is loaded and then the content is loaded, I think in that cases it's going to be a completely nightmare. I think they're just assuming that everyone uses Next.js by now, which is really not that okay. I don't think that they assume that, but they should definitely work on making JavaScript work, and that too properly. The results also show Google's Gemini leverages Googlebot's infrastructure, enabling full JavaScript rendering. Sometimes I think that Google is going to be a clear winner in the future, because I'm not trying to downplay ChatGPT or something like that, but Google already has this infrastructure. Google has ton of money, and Google is already having a lot of different things, and it is going to fast track them into the future. Google Gemini leveraging Googlebot. I think that says a lot of things. Applebot renders JavaScript to a browser-based crawler similar to Googlebot. It processes JavaScript, CSS, AJAX request, and other resources needed for full page rendering. So yeah, basically they also supports JavaScript. So yeah, common crawl bot, which is often used as a training dataset for LLMs, does not render pages. Interesting. The data indicates that while ChatGPT and Claude crawlers do fetch JavaScript files, they do not execute them. They do not read client-side rendered content, which I think this is really not good. Note, however, that the content included in the initial HTML response, like JSON data or delayed RSCs, may still be indexed, since AI models can interpret non-HTML content. I mean, yeah, definitely, sure, but I mean, at this point, this is just a plug for server components, to be honest. I'm not trying to be mean to vercel or something, but if somebody is using pure SPA, it's going to be a completely nightmare for you. I have been looking, and people are saying that the new SEO is focused on AI, and people are calling it different names. In that case, you should definitely move off SPA and use something like this. or like have basically some kind of meta tags already, or have some kind of pre-rendering or server rendering, which like make sure that your app is not purely client-side routed, or you're basically going to lose at the AI SEO game. You know what I mean? In contrast, Gemini's use of Google's infrastructure give it the same rendering capabilities we documented in Google Bot Analytics, allowing it to process modern web applications fully. Content type priorities. AI crawlers show distinct preferences in content they fetch on nextjs.org. Oh, so ChatGPT prioritizes HTML content. Claude focuses on images. Both crawlers spend significant time on JavaScript files despite not executing them. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, how are you supposed to spend time on JavaScript without executing it? Okay, I might be a little more dumb for this, but if somebody knows what this is all about, just let me know. This is insane. For comparison, Googlebot's fetches across Gemini and Search are more evenly distributed. Yeah, I think like Googlebot is like an established thing, and it's just, I think they don't have any crawling problems. Basically, they are like solving this problem since ages now. So yeah, these patterns suggest AI crawlers collect diverse content types, HTML, images, and even JavaScript files as text, likely to train their models on various forms of web content. Oh yeah, so basically they just train their model on the JavaScript. Like, I'm not sure if like what heavily obfuscated JavaScript is gonna do anyways, but I think yeah, you do you. While traditional search engines like Google have optimized their crawling patterns specifically for search indexing, newer AI companies may still be refining their content prioritization strategies. Now, inefficiencies. ChatGPT spends 34.82% of his fetches on 404 pages. I want to actually talk about this. Like, there is something I wanna say, and you might relate with it, but let's go forward. Claude shows similar patterns with 34.16 fetches hitting 404s. ChatGPT spends an additional 14.36% for fetches following redirects. Analysis of 404 reveals that excluding robot.txt, these crawlers frequently attempts to fetch outdated assets from static folder. This suggests a need for improved URL selection and handling strategies for avoiding unnecessary requests. These high rates of 404 and contrast sharply with Googlebot, which spends only 8.2. Yeah, we are not competing with Googlebot here right now. But what I wanted to show you, like if you go to ChatGPT and ask it to give you some kind of product suggestion from Amazon, it's like 6 out of 10 it's going to give you a product which does not even exist anymore. Like it's going to be like a 404 page, or it does not exist anymore, or it never existed. And that's what I like. That's why I laughed when I first looked at this. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I know what you mean. I don't know how it hallucinates that, but I think there might be something it might be based on. I'm not really sure. Traffic correlation analysis. Our analysis of traffic pattern reveals interesting correlations between crawler behavior and site traffic. Based on data from Next.js, pages with higher organic traffic receive more frequent call visits. I mean that's how SEO is supposed to work. AI crawlers show less predictable patterns in their URL selection. High 404 rates suggest AI crawlers may need to improve their URL selection and validation processes, though the exact causes remain unclear. Yeah, man, that. While traditional search engines have developed sophisticated prioritization algorithms, AI crawlers seemingly still evolving the approach to web content discovery. Fair enough. I think our research with vercel highlights the AI crawlers while rapidly scaling continue to face significant challenges in handling JavaScript and efficiently crawling content. As the adoption of AI-driven web experiences continue to gather pace, brands must ensure that critical information is server-side rendered and that their sites remain well optimized to sustain visibility in an increasingly diverse search landscape. I agree here, this is very important. I think that you cannot just get away with like client side applications and expect to get featured in an AI answer. To be honest, if you want that to happen, you need to have some kind of server rendered data, or you need to just hope, and you need to have hopes and prayers that they will eventually fix their crawling bots. Recommendation for site owners who want to be crawled. Yeah, I think these are pretty important ones. Prioritize server side rendering. We already know what's this. Client side rendering will still works for enhancement features. Feel free to use client side rendering for non-essential dynamic elements like view counters, interactive enhancements. So basically you are just like, you can just use basically as RSCs, where you can like embed client side components within server side components, which can still do. And basically if you have something like dashboards which do not necessarily need to be in some kind of search, you can still have that client side plain vanilla React. Efficient URL management matters more than ever. The high 404 rates from AI crawlers highlight the importance of maintaining proper redirects, keeping sitemaps up to date, and using consistent URL patterns across your site. Yeah. For site owners who don't want to be crawled, robot.txts. Yeah, you can read this. This is a big thing. I really don't want to get into this right now. Block AI crawlers with vercels, WAF. Yeah. For AI users, JavaScript rendered content may be missing. Since ChatGPT and Claude don't execute JavaScript, their responses about dynamic web applications might be incomplete or outdated. Consider the source. High 404 means that the AI tool cites specific web pages. There's significant chance that those URLs are incorrect or inaccessible. For critical information, always verify source. Yeah. Expect inconsistent freshness. While Gemini leverages Google's infrastructure for crawling, other AI assistants show less predictable patterns. Some may reference older cache data. Interestingly, even when asking Claude or ChatGPT for fresh Next.js docs data, we often don't see immediate fetches in our server logs for nextjs.org. This suggests that the AI models may rely on cache data or training data, which even when they claim to have fetched the latest information. This is interesting, I think so. Interesting information. Final thoughts. Our analysis reveals that AI crawlers have quickly become a significant presence on the web, with nearly 1 billion monthly requests across the vercel network. However, their behavior differs markedly from traditional search engines when it comes to rendering capabilities, content priorities, and efficiencies. Following established web development best practices, particularly around content accessibility, remains crucial. So yeah, that was the article. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked the video and also liked the article. Make sure you go ahead and read the articles and follow the links you find interesting, like the previous articles they mentioned about like Googlebot. And about the article, I think that Googlebot is clearly winning the AI crawler race. Basically, they use the existing Google infrastructure to do the crawling stuff, and I think that's pretty genius. They just use what works, and I think that's pretty good. And I think that would like keep Google in front of like the crawler race. I don't think crawler is a race, but it would keep them forward for a very long time. And also I think like the entire fact that other crawlers do not execute JavaScript is a complete bummer, and they should actually implement that, and they use time to like train on that JavaScript. I think that's just funny to me at this point, like you will not execute the JavaScript, but you will train on it. I think they should actually do that. They should actually like execute it, because like a lot of web apps are just like client-sided applications, a lot of them, and I think they should like actually make sure that they are not left behind, and they should like probably just like execute JavaScript. I don't know what are the limitations behind this. There might be some compute related issues. They are already like running a lot of GPUs and stuff, and if they might be thinking that it's not really worth it to have this much. Another reason I might think of is like most of people like use mainstream things to search AI. So like some if like it's majorly searching from like bigger news outlets and stuff, and that's one of my theory. Not don't take me word by word for it. It's just a theory, and most of the time my theories are wrong. I'm just a dumb person trying to share my opinions here. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, and also make sure you comment with what you learned new, what are the most cool facts you understood about this video, and what are the next video ideas you have for me, or if you have any questions basically. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.